If you like gaming and use Discord, you have everything you need to practice any language with a native speaker. I've used this method with multiple games like Destiny 2, Valorant, Marvel Rivals. Right now I'm using it for Escape from Tarkov. It's actually quite fun, but there's two paths you can take here, my boys. On one side you got multiplayer games and on the other you got single player games. I'm gonna be honest with you boys, the best for you right now is probably gonna be multiplayer because it's gonna force you to speak, meet new people, and the vocabulary you need doesn't really change much. I mean, you're not gonna be learning new freaking monster names like on The Witcher 3. Instead you're just learning, I don't know, freaking Luna Snow for like one time, you know? But don't worry guys, if you like single player stuff, don't worry, just like leave a comment and tell me like I want single player right now, boy. I'll make a full guide on how to use single player games to just study a language. So with that said, let me walk you through a simple 3-step plan to get started. Alright, step 1, pick your game. Sounds easy, right? But this step matters more than you think. Not every game is going to give you the same vibe or opportunities to actually talk with people. So here's what to look for. First of all, popularity. Make sure the game you're playing has an active player base. Discord's great for that. Big titles work best. If it's too niche, you might struggle finding people to talk. So yeah. The second one is chill game modes. If your game only has ready ranked matches, you're not gonna be focusing that much on learning the language. You're probably gonna be like trying to survive or just trying to win the game. Because if it's me sometimes, I'm just gonna say it in English because I want to win the round. And yeah, we're just trying to avoid that. Now, we also have this third point, and it's how important is communication in that game. For example, in CS2, where you're like basically shouting locations in strat non-stop. In others, like a cozy Minecraft realm, you're just chilling, farming, talking at your own pace. But don't underestimate the power of these low-pressure games. Sometimes the best conversations happen when no one's stressed, no one's rushing, and you're just casually building a dirt house together. Okay, the second step is to find a Discord server. Here you got two solid options. First, you can join a server specifically made for language learning. Use Discord's Discover page, search language exchange or language learning, and you'll find native speakers and learners in there. The only downside, game variety might be kind of limited. People are there to like practice the language, not necessarily to play. So you'll probably see a few games like Minecraft or maybe some co-op stuff. Something I used to do in these servers is just like basically I will go into like an empty voice chat and I would just turn on a stream for my game. You see, people see that red tag of like live and they're like mods to a flame. They just want to see what's going on there. And sometimes they accidentally click and join. They're like, oh shit, and they try to leave it instantly. But sometimes they stay and who knows, maybe they'll like to play with you. So that's a good shot. Now on the flip side, we got Discord servers made for native speakers. And these ones are super interesting because they're usually tied to a specific game like, I don't know, maybe Marvel Rivals, Escape from Tarkov. You'll find locals just looking for teammates and most of the times people are quite chill. And honestly, these are my favorite servers because you get the real deal. Natural speech, local slang, even different accents depending on who's talking. I was like this guy from Quebec talking the other day. The other French guys were like, I don't understand you. They did. And the best part is you kind of get forced to start thinking in the language. Like you have to react fast for callouts, questions, whatever's happening in the game. So your brain starts to like melt sometimes and you do get headaches. Most of them like at the beginning. It's pretty normal. Trust me. And like I'm not kidding. You actually do get those. But you also pick up how people actually talk. For example, when I first saw an enemy in front of me, I'll say stuff like il est devant nous or devant, which literally means he's in front. Sounds fine, right? But turns out the French players don't actually say that. They say en face, which is faster and is what people actually freaking say. So yeah, I got my team killed because of that shit. But okay, also, here's a quick trick when you're looking for these servers. When you're gonna search for the server, it's important that you put the name of the game plus the country or language you're targeting. For example, Escape from Tarkov, France, CS2, España. Just remember to type the name of the country in your target language. So instead of Germany, for example, write Deutschland, or instead of Spain, España. Now that we have finally chosen our game and Discord server, we have our final step. Join a voice chat. This part can feel rough. Just starting those tiny profile pics in a voice channel, overthinking everything. Like who the hell is in there? Will they be cool? Why does this guy have this such freaking bizarre profile picture? But honestly, the best advice I can give you is to just join. So the truth is, it gets way easier every time you do it, and don't worry so much about the first time. It's just, you will not understand most of it, but trust me, you'll get better at it. Now, I do have some tips for you guys before you join the Discord call. This is very important. So first of all, practice your greetings and your questions. Knowing what you're gonna say when you join is gonna make your life so much easier. So of course, first you wanna say hi. Well, actually, I would recommend anyone watching this video to not do that instantly. I want you to first join the voice chat, wait a tiny bit just to hear if people are in a freaking life or death situation, like I don't know, fucking ESEO Cologne finals, and then when you hear a good moment of silence, you can then say, hey, what's up? In French, as normally say like salut les gars. In Spanish, you can say like hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas. Just do that and trust me, it's gonna be way better. Now, the second tip I have for you is to join Boy Scouts with more than one person. This might be just personal preference. One-on-ones can feel kinda intense, goddamn. Especially when you're just starting out. With 2 or more people, it takes some pressure off, you know? You can make a mistake, someone else keeps the conversation going, and jump back in when you're ready. And the final tip, take advantage of what you already know about the game you're playing. So, for example, if you know the name of the game modes, the name of the maps, maybe some weapons, they're all great ways to just get your message across sometimes, you know? You might need it. That said, heads up, some names actually change depending on the language, and people do use the localized versions. For example, in Escape from Tarkov, the map customs is called Douane in French, and players actually use that. So just be ready for that. Now, with this, you should be good. Try to relax a little, ask the questions you want, see if they respond the way that you expected, but try to realize it's just a call, you know, like it's just another guy you're talking to, it's not that deep, just try to have some fun. At the beginning, I remember like when I would not understand something, I would say vive la France, vas-y les croissants. So yeah, guys, don't get so nervous, don't worry about it. And of course, I should mention, people will notice your accent. Like there's no way to hide from that. Like nowadays when I join the server, it's just like they instantly know. Like I just say hi and they're like, oh, it's Neil. Yeah. And actually people will like get curious about the accent. Sometimes they ask like, where are you from? Like I'm like, guess. Because at this point I'm just turning into a freaking guessing game. Sometimes I get like Turkey, sometimes I get Italy, sometimes they do guess Latin America, but it's just part of it. And yeah, that's it. So just to recap, step 1 is to pick a game with the right vibe, active community, so no freaking, I don't know, H1C1 some shit, chill modes, and actual voice chat opportunities. Step 2, find the right Discord server, language focused or native player focused, depending on what works for you. I mean, you can try both, honestly. And finally, step 3, join a voice chat. Just don't overthink it. Just join, listen, speak when it feels natural, and let your brain adapt. Do those 3 things consistently, and you're gonna level up your language skills without even realizing it. Now, I do have to mention, it's really easy to zone out in these calls because, well, at the beginning you're not gonna understand shit, so you're probably gonna like zone out a little. That's fine, but just remember, guys, like you're trying to practice talking to someone, so it's important you keep on trying actively. So finally, how do you turn this into a routine? Personally, I try to practice short phrases every day, usually stuff I struggled with during the last call. And like, for example, yesterday I really struggled to say pushing while I'm holding the angle. So yeah, I got my team killed, but thanks to that, I looked it up and I practiced it, and I'm gonna use it today. Then I used some sort of like ChatGPT or a quick grammar video to figure out tense or the vocabulary I might be missing. In your case, that might be review in the future or the past tense. I also try to game with voice chat a few times a week. After each session, I do a quick recap, just to ask myself, what did I have difficulty with the most today? So for example, maybe I struggled with saying things I will do in the future. So yeah, now I gotta say, I really love this method. It's fun, it works, and it makes language learning feel way less like homework. But as much as I enjoy it, I think it's important to see it as a tool and not the whole toolbox. If you can combine it with other stuff like reading, watching videos, or even taking a class, that's always gonna help you learn faster. That said, if this is all you have time for right now, that's totally fine, it still works. So if you want to see me try this method from scratch in Italian or German, consider liking and subscribing. And if you're looking for more tips for this method in specific, check out my earlier video when I learned French through video games. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video.